Part 2 of if I could go back in time, this is what I would do as a college freshman. Dorming edition. Also, I will be making an entirely separate video of all the dorming essentials that I recommend for dorming, so stay tuned for that. Starting off with number 1, it is vital that you set boundaries and expectations with your roommates as soon as possible. This can even be before you guys move in with each other, but make sure those boundaries and expectations are very clear and you communicate anything that you expect from your roommate, because the more you communicate about this earlier on, the less conflict and the less frustration you or your roommates will face throughout the year. This one's gonna be a really hard one, but try to not bring a fat wardrobe with you. One, you're not gonna have a lot of closet space for clothing, and most importantly, you are going to be accumulating so much clothing while you are at college. This one's also kind of hard to hear and hard to reinforce with yourself, but you do not need to be best friends with your roommate. You can, and if it works out, that is amazing. It's okay if you're not besties with them. Along the lines of meal plans and food, if your university has dining halls and they do meal plans based on the 5-day plan or the 7-day plan, I'd recommend getting the 5-day plan. Just figuring out your meals on the weekends. It is so much cheaper, and you're most likely gonna have access to a mini fridge and a microwave, whether it's in your room or it's in a communal area. If you go to a university that uses the swiping method, I'm not familiar with that one, so I can't give advice on that. This final tip might seem a little bit weird and a little bit backwards, but I would recommend limiting the amount of communal items in your dorm. If you guys want to share a mini fridge and a microwave or a kettle or something like that, that makes sense. I would limit the amount of communal items past that, especially with food and snacks. Maybe one person uses it a lot more than another person, and then there's the question of, well, if you're using more than I am, shouldn't you be paying a little bit more than I am for these things? So I would just recommend being conscious about what you are using as communal in the dorm versus what is a personal item that you need to ask before you use it.